A Look at Health is underwritten by the Saratoga Regional YMCA. Your health, your way.
Well, welcome back, everyone. It's Monday, so I'm here with Dr. Paul Arciero for A Look at Health, right?
Absolutely. It's all about health.
It is.
Yeah, I keep on asking, is there anything else other than health right now?
Well, I don't know, maybe spring.
Yeah, around the corner.
Hey, so we're going to talk today about something you can't live with and something you can't live without. And of course, it's not what you're thinking. However, it is a three-letter word that we don't like to hear. The word is
Fat.
fat. I can't believe it.
I know, we said it.
I know we did. All right, so now we're going to have to
out.
talk about it. Of course, the immediate connotation when you think something has fat in it is bad. Not wrong, right?
No, yes, that's right. It's the black sheep. You know, it's the black sheep of the nutrient family.
Okay.
Other than carbohydrate, it's the one that most people put a little bit of a taboo on. And that's unfortunate because there's tremendous positive health benefit from fat.
All right, let's get there.
All
But
right.
let's start with the bad fat because that's the most obvious.
Yeah, the
Give
bad
us
fat.
some examples of that.
Yeah, there's too much of what we consume right now in our diet. So I'd say at the top of the list of bad fats are what we call trans fats, trans fatty acids. And those are things that are found in some of the foods that some people like to eat. Donuts, they're found in baked goods, muffins, French fries.
Oh
I
my
think I
God.
heard you commenting
Yeah,
maybe
that's right.
an occasional French fry seeps into the diet once in
it
a while.
does.
So yeah, those trans fats really are not healthy for us because once they enter into the body, they wreak havoc.
Right, gotcha. Okay, so things I would assume like bacon?
Bacon's on that list as well, and then we kind of come down from that trans fat list with things like the saturated fat that we have located and marbled around meat that we might eat, and bacon is a classic example.
Right, and if you move over to the dairy category, I think that you were saying to me margarine.
Good, excellent, yes. So
Right.
margarine has what we call hydrogenated fats, and when we hydrogenate fat, that's not good. And because margarine was intended by nature to be liquid, and we've consolidated it in many ways into a solid, and that process, hydrogenation, is very unhealthy.
Gotcha. Well, you know, the secret to French fries, of course, is never order them when you're in a restaurant. Let someone else order them. When they go to the bathroom, you just sneak a couple in, right?
You are wise beyond your years.
You know, really, isn't it amazing?
That's
All right.
the trick, man.
Well, you went grocery shopping again, so this is obviously for good fat.
It is. These are the good fat categories. And before we get there, I just want to let the audience know that there's some reasons why fat is good for us and why we need to keep it in our diet. And of course, it provides an abundance of energy. So for people that want to engage in a high level of physical activity, and we know that some of our top elite marathon runners and endurance athletes consume a high proportion of fat in their diet, healthy fats, because it provides a lot of energy. It has twice the number of calories per gram than protein and carbohydrate.
Oh, you mentioned something earlier. I want to cycle back on it. When you're talking about fat, it was something to do with your nervous system?
Yes. So
Okay, what's
one
that?
of the primary functions of fat in our diet and why it's essential is because around the covering of all of our nerve fibers that innervate off of our central nervous system and our spinal cord, they are surrounded by fat. And if you compromise your intake of healthy fat, that we're going to go over here in a second, you compromise the ability of your nerves to conduct impulses through the rest of your body.
Wow. it's
Yeah,
amazing.
it's such a high level of focus that we need to make sure people understand, and that avoiding healthy fat compromises their ability to allow their body to work properly.
Wow. Okay. So it's always so complex. It's amazing to me. Yeah, you know so much. Hey, tell us what we have here then.
All right, so these are some food items that I'm hoping I can encourage everyone to start to consume. I know that you're already eating these, but I'm going to start with some vegetable sources. And so right here we have the luxurious avocado. I'm heading out to California later this week, so I'm going to be excited to munch on a couple of these. But avocados are great because, yes, it's a vegetable. Some would call it a fruit because of the seed inside, but nonetheless, it's just abundant in some of these healthy fats and healthy oils. So you can't go wrong eating an avocado.
Got you.
Next
Here's
one would
something
be
you
the
and I
nuts.
eat like
Yes,
crazy,
the
right?
nuts and the seeds. I have some almonds in here, some pepitas, which are pumpkin seeds. We have some sunflower seeds.
Seeds, right.
You can put walnuts in here, but this is kind of my daily out-the-door snack.
Gotcha, boy. You and
Seeds
me
are
both.
great.
Olive oil?
Olive oil. This is local right from here, but olive oil is a wonderful source of healthy fat as well. It's one of those that's going to help insulate our body. It's going to surround our nerve fibers. And then from an animal source, we have fish. So I brought some canned sardines, but a
So
great
if
source.
you don't want, if you want to sit by yourself for a couple of hours.
If you want to
eat
be
some-
alone for the day, here you go, sardines. But listen, it's a great source of what we call omega-3 fatty acids. And so these omega-3 fatty acids are so important, Jesse. I just want to stress that for a second. Not only do they serve all those wonderful things that I mentioned already with our nerve fibers and helping provide us energy, and they also are important for every cell membrane in our body. These omega-3 fatty acids. But the evidence is showing that individuals that have a higher intake of omega-3 fatty acids also have a higher ratio, or not ratio, but a higher amount of protein synthesis occurring in their body. So what it means is that by eating healthy fat, you infuse it to all these other healthy processes that are going on inside your body, and in this case, protein synthesis. So for people that want to continue to have some friends during the day, if they don't want to eat the sardines, they can take a fish oil supplement.
Right,
as
gotcha,
another
sure.
alternative.
Yeah, there are good alternatives to be able to get these good fats that help
Yeah.
your cholesterol and help all these things that you're saying. You know, it's by coincidence actually, but today is the last day that you can sign up for the Affordable Care Act. And, you know, I realize that there are issues pro and con for this Affordable Care Act, but what doesn't seem to be in question is that a lot of it has to do with preventative health care.
Absolutely, yes. And so I'm glad you highlighted that, because I think the message has to be sent very clear that the Affordable Care Act is all about providing people an opportunity to take more self-initiative, to take self-responsibility. It's about self-care. And so really, this preventative aspect of the Affordable Care Act is really about giving people the ability now to have some autonomy and some responsibility in delivering their own health care to themselves. So self-care is a priority. I do some work with MVP, yes.
Sure.
And so the work that I do with MVP is really initiating and becoming at the forefront as a leader of delivering healthcare right now, MVP, by taking a proactive approach to making sure that people are being more preventative and taking responsibility.
You know, that's great. The more proactive you are about your health and understanding many of the things that you tell us each week about what to eat and what to avoid, that's really the key.
It is the key.
Right.
You know,
And
knowledge is power.
It's not that difficult.
It's not. We're going to continue to break it down to provide people the necessary tools that they can now take control of their own health.
Well, I understand you're on your way to California. If they're wondering what that's on that thing is on your arm in California, that's me. I'm going to be just, I want to go for the ride.
Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So I'll see you on the other side when you come back, right? Great.
All right.
Well, thank you, Paul.
Thank you.
Hey, to see this interview again, you can head to our website, looktvonline.com.